Welcome to Mahabharata, a journey into one of the world's longest, most profound epics. I'm Jwel Babu, and together, we'll explore the origins, mysteries, and legendary tales of the Mahabharata. This is no ordinary story. It is a saga of family, sacrifice, and fate, woven with philosophical wisdom and tales of gods and mortals alike. Today, in Episode 1, we set the stage for the events that shaped the epic itself. Let's travel back to the origins of the Mahabharata, the creation of the epic, and the lineage of the Kuru Dynasty. Long ago, in the tranquil depths of the forest, there lived a great sage named Vyasa. With unmatched wisdom and a heart attuned to the mysteries of the universe, Vyasa was destined to compose an epic that would echo through time. But creating this work was no small feat. Vyasa prayed to Brahma, the creator, seeking guidance and, most importantly, a scribe to record his words, for this would be an epic like no other, an intricate tale filled with countless stories, life's dilemmas, and the eternal quest for truth. Brahma appeared and advised Vyasa to approach none other than Lord Ganesha, the remover of obstacles and the god of wisdom, as his scribe. And so, Vyasa called upon Ganesha, who agreed with one condition: Vyasa would not pause during the narration, for Ganesha's pen would move as swiftly as the words fell. Vyasa, however, had a condition of his own. Ganesha must understand each verse before writing it. And so, an epic partnership began. Vyasa narrated, and Ganesha inscribed, word by word, verse by verse, creating the Mahabharata, a text that holds the essence of human life and dharma. Now, let us turn to the core of this story, the Kuru Dynasty, whose triumphs and tragedies lie at the heart of the Mahabharata. The Kuru lineage was ancient and noble, tracing its roots back to the moon itself. Among the Kurus, one of the greatest kings was Shantanu, a ruler as powerful as he was compassionate. King Shantanu's life changed forever when he encountered a stunning woman by the river Ganga. This was no ordinary woman, she was Ganga herself, the river goddess. Shantanu, entranced by her beauty, approached her with a heart full of love. Ganga, too, agreed to be his queen, but with one strange condition: he must never question her actions. Shantanu, driven by his love, agreed. But little did he know what trials lay ahead. Over the years, Ganga bore Shantanu several children. However, with each birth came a tragedy. One by one, Ganga took their newborn sons to the river and drowned them. Shantanu, bound by his promise, watched in silent agony as 6 of his children were sacrificed to the flowing waters of the Ganga. When their 8th child was born, Shantanu could no longer contain his grief. He broke his silence, questioning Ganga, demanding to know why she had done this. With a heavy heart, Ganga revealed her secret. These children were celestial beings called the Vasus, who were cursed to be born on earth due to a mistake. The only way to release them from this curse was through their death, and Ganga had helped them return to the heavens. But because Shantanu had questioned her, Ganga left him, taking their last child with her. This 8th son would grow up to be Bhishma, one of the greatest warriors and most revered figures in the Mahabharata. His return to the kingdom years later marked a pivotal moment in the Kuru dynasty's legacy. As Bhishma grew, his strength, wisdom, and loyalty were unmatched. He became the ideal son, a symbol of devotion. Yet, fate demanded more sacrifices from him. When Shantanu, years after Ganga's departure, fell in love with a fisherwoman named Satyavati, he faced another dilemma. Her father, a fisherman, refused the union unless he could secure the throne for his daughter's descendants. This placed Shantanu in a bind, for his true heir was Bhishma. In an act of unparalleled selflessness, Bhishma renounced his claim to the throne. And then, to put all doubts to rest, he took a vow of lifelong celibacy, promising never to have children who might challenge Satyavati's line. The heavens themselves applauded his vow, and Shantanu bestowed upon him the name Bhishma, which means he of the terrible vow. This promise would haunt the Kuru dynasty, for Bhishma's oath, though noble, would leave the kingdom vulnerable to chaos. Bhishma had secured Satyavati's marriage to Shantanu, but in doing so, he had set the stage for the conflicts that would shake the Kuru family. Satyavati, Shantanu's new queen, held a secret of her own. Before meeting Shantanu, she had been blessed by the sage Parshara, who transformed her into a woman of unparalleled beauty and left her with a divine fragrance. From this union, she bore a son, Vyasa, the very sage who would one day write the Mahabharata. After Shantanu's passing, Satyavati faced a crisis. Her sons, who ruled after Shantanu, died prematurely, leaving the Kuru dynasty without an heir. Distraught, Satyavati called upon Vyasa, her son, to continue the lineage. Through the ancient practice of Niyoga, Vyasa fathered 3 sons, Dhritarashtra, born blind, Pandu, who was fit to be king, and Vidura, wise and righteous. Each of these princes had their own destinies, and each would play a critical role in the events to come. The eldest, Dhritarashtra, was denied the throne because of his blindness, and Pandu ascended in his place. However, Pandu, after accidentally killing a sage, received a curse preventing him from fathering children. In grief, he renounced the throne and retired to the forest, leaving his young sons, the Pandavas, under Dhritarashtra's care. Meanwhile, Dhritarashtra fathered 100 sons, the Kauravas, led by the eldest, Duryodhana. This complex family dynamic, with cousins raised together yet vying for power, sowed seeds of envy and resentment. The royal family was now divided between 2 factions, the noble Pandavas and the ambitious Kauravas. As we close today's episode, we see the Mahabharata taking shape, a tale of sacrifices and oaths, divine intervention, and family rivalries. The Kuru dynasty's foundations are laid, and with it, the seeds of a great conflict that will change history. In our next episode, we'll dive deeper into the lives of the Pandavas and the Kauravas, exploring how their relationships and rivalries escalate into a struggle for the throne, leading to one of the most epic battles of all time, the Kurukshetra War. Join me again as we continue unraveling the Mahabharata, an epic that not only tells the story of a family but also mirrors the human condition itself.